looks like it's time to check pennies out again. Let's hope that this box has some of those fillers that we're looking for. Not only in here, the 3 that we have in here, but the plentiful that we have open in there. The only way we can get to that is, let's open her up and get going. Hey there, ladies and gents. This is Silver Chupacabra, and we're ready to go on some pennies, folks. And why? Well, what else can we do with a collection but collect? And the only way I'm going to collect for this type of collection is I got a box hunt to do it. This is no store-bought collection, folks. This is pure, I'm finding these things. You remember this nice find a couple of boxes ago, 1912S. Those are the kinds we're looking for. It's getting more and more filled here and there every day. Well, every hunt at least. Well, maybe every other hunt. But at least it is getting filled. Look at that 30 side. Man, we only need one more for this row of pennies. That would be cool to find today. So the elder one, or the 1941 to 74 book, well, we've been laying here and hovering above for quite a while now on the same 3. You know, I'm not terribly worried about the steal here because, you know, getting one of those in a penny box hunt is just luck. When I had 5 of these come up, you know you'd hit your luck band right there, and unfortunately Philly didn't happen to be in there. Anyway, you can see still got that 50S and that 42S. I'd love to find one of those today. That would be awesome. Just found a 50D in a nickel box hunt just a couple of days ago. It would be awesome to find one of these as a filler. And these aren't even as tough as that to find. Now, while we're at it, if a stray IHC happens to pop up, that would be awesome. It does not have to be 1876 either. It can be flat old 1905 as far as I'm concerned. Varieties. I have not had a variety pop up in one of these for quite a while, and that makes me sad. If you could see me right now, you'd see tears rolling down my eyes. May not sound like I'm crying, but hey, I'm crying on the inside, okay? We can do that too. This is the key to the car. Can we find something? This one seems to be one that just received by the bank. I might have to pay them a visit and get them in some pennies back to them so that they don't run out of pennies. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this. That's what the Chupacabra says. That's what the Chupacabra wants. I'm starting to speak in third-person terms. That's bad news for everybody. Let's check out the top enders to see if we can, for the 7th box hunt in a row, that we have a weedy ender. Will it happen? Let's find out. Okay, voila. I like to do my Vanna treatment here. Vanna has looked over the coins, at least surface-wise, and is not spotted. There's a 2009 right there. I'll be looking for a variety on that one. Vanna has not spotted any Wheaties on the surface. But the first thing that actually caught my eye on these pennies was this one right here. Because of the tone and the color, I knew right out the bat it was something at least 60s or older because of that tone and color. And the closer you get to it, let's see if you can see it. I don't know if you can tell or not. Let's actually pull it out. Maybe that'll help out a little bit more. I don't know if you can tell or not, but that is a 5 after the 9. And the mint mark, there is a mint mark there. It's an S. Which means that this has to be a weedy. It's unfortunate about a little bit of a ring of death on there because there is a ring of death on it too. But this has to be at least 1955 or older, which means it is a weedy. In great shape too. Could it be the 50S? I'm just saying. Either way, I'm thinking, unless I have something that is already nice and shiny in the 50s with an S mint mark, at least have an upgrader there. But it is a weedy, and it extends the enders in a round to 7. Unbelievable. Hopefully, what's inside these is going to be just as exciting. Now, what is that? That's number... We'll get to that on the 17th roll. So that won't be too long to wait for that. But, of course, here's where we'll start. And that's not helping us really a whole lot. And who knows, but that's probably not helping us either. It's all that good stuff inside that's going to give us the goods. Let's see what those goods look like. Okay, 2 rolls in, and we're going to have our first wheat back. Back into the roll. In the 40s, 1946. Minted in the D, Denver. Nice start. Pretty good detail there. A little chunked out in different places, the rim and whatnot, but other than that, pretty cool. Here we go. Good start. Going on to the 3rd roll. 5 rolls into this new penny box search. We are going to have our second wheatback find. Not sure. I don't know, but that looks like that might have a spot of age to it. But we'll get a better idea when we get her out there and take a look at it. There it is. Oh, yes. Yes. There's a lot of wear onto that one. You can't really even tell the lines on top there on the wheat ears. Still got a little bit of detail on the bottom part of the wheat ears, but this looks like this could be something at least from the 30s. Oh yeah, there's plenty of wear there too. And there's a little bit of gunk on his nose. Give that man a Kleenex. I already knew it was going to be 1900. Question is, the next digit... Oh, it's going to be in the 20s. Nice. 1920 what? It will be Philadelphia minted. Nice. 1928. I don't know if we have that in the collection, but doesn't matter to me. That is a great date. Always love getting the old ones, the ones from the teens, 20s, and 30s. And this one just happens to be the 20s. Very cool. Well, still have plenty to check out in the roll. And we will do that right now. On to roll 13. We're on that second row of 10 rolls. And up on deck, we've got the 3rd weedy find of this box hunt. Right there, about midway through. Looks like it's got pretty good detail on that one ear. What about the other? Well, I would say both the bottom parts there actually have quite a bit of wear on it, but the lines are still there. This little puncture mark there on the bottom. 40s or 50s, I would say. That just straight out looks like 50s. And there's the mint mark. It's going to be in the 50s, 1950, 60. There we go. So far, all our finds have been from different decades. That is pretty cool. Hopefully that continues, because if they always have different decades, well, we're going to get some old ones. This is roll 14 of this box, Hans. And right about there, we got our first Canadian entrant. And if you notice real closely, it's got sides. It's got 12 of them. Yep, this is the infamous 12-sided Canadian penny. Very famous. These ones were actually made with this portrait between the 80s. If it was in the 90s, it would be a different portrait. So let's make a guess. 83. We'll go with 83. Remember, side to side with the Canadians. I need to clean my fingernail there, do I not? Oh, I'm so off. Wasn't that close? 1987, cool. First Canadian. Man, I'd like to find some old ones. But not just US, but I'd love finding the older Canadian pennies. Plenty to look at. Okay, we're on roll 17. If you remember, we did have a wheatback ender, although we didn't get to see the wheatback, not yet at least. But here it is, and it's going to be nice and shiny too. We know that it's going to be at least 1955 or older because there is an S mint mark there. You should be able to see that right there. We do not know what the other date is. 1950S would be a hole filler, which would be awesome. Plus the fact that it's in great shape. So let's go ahead and open her up. Okay, so here's roll 17 laid out. I have to keep on counting. And then at the very end, here's that wheatback ender. And beautimous detail. And look. A few marks here and there, but other than that, she's a beauty. Question will be, which one is it? There's what, 6 shots at it here? 55S all the way down to 50S, so we'll find out. So this part we already knew. What will it be? Yeah, that's too bad about the ring of death there, though. 4, cool. 1954S. I wanted that to be a 0, but I really was not expecting it to be a 0. Very cool. I don't know if I can clean some of that off or not. Probably not. Probably best to just leave it as is, but man, she's pretty. And we do have the rest of that roll to check out. 4 finds now, weedy-wise. Okay, roll 18 is up to bat. And about the 4th one in here. I have no idea whether this is even a find yet. But I'm just looking at the wear pattern here. We had a coin like this the last penny box hunt, and it turned out to be the 30s. But man, are you kidding me? That thing is almost gone. It still could be in the 30s, by the way. Not sure what the little mark there is over to the right. We're going to flip it over. Let's reveal that at least we know that it is a wheatback. Yes, it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, And I'm just feeling it. The thing is slick. Can hardly feel any bumps there. I hope we have a date. Look at the wheat ears. They look like bananas. Usually a good sign that a coin is actually really old is that the wheat ears look like bananas. But that's a rule. It really is a rule. Anyway. Oh, man. She's a looking elderly. Tell you what, if this is in the 30s, man, I'm going home. Yeah, I know, I'm already home, but that's beside the point. Here we go. Do we get a mint mark at least? We do not. It isn't going. It's going to be in the teens, which is very cool. 1918. Very cool. Would have been nice for a mint mark to appear there, but at least it's what this kind of coin belongs in the teens. Why? Because it's been around forever. Poor Lincoln's head, it's got scratches. First of all, it got worn out and then it got scratched. It's not nice. I mean, I guess the scratches could have occurred before the wear, but man, those would have been deep scratches. Anyway, very cool. That is our fifth find. And we do still have a bit to check out here in the roll. Alright, just on to the 24th roll of this penny box hunt. And hey, look at this. Unfortunately, it's not a silver like I found that one time, but hey, it's 9 cents profit on the box. Woohoo! It's a dime. Let me go with the variety. You know what? I wouldn't even know any varieties in dimes. I don't search for those else. But anyway, that's my deal. Anyway, I've got the whole roll to check out. Okay, just a little bit past halfway. Roll 26 comes our sixth wheatback find. In the roll on the obverse, 41D. Wear on the upper parts of the cheek and the jawline there, but other than that, looking pretty good detail wise. I'd say a little wear on the high points there too on the ears, but anyway, 41D. We like it. On there we go with a lot of pennies to check there. Okay, we are on roll 32 of this penny box hunt. It's kind of slowed up a little bit, but that's alright. You know, it's kind of how penny box hunts work. Here's the layout. Near the end, you can see we have a reverse wheatback. We also have a nice 1983 12 cider from Canada. These are pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and take a look at the obverse. Yeah. Not in the greatest conditions, but you know, that's life. That's life. Here's the reverse of the wheatback. I'd say the bottom of the wheats definitely has some wear going on there, but you can see all the lines on the top. It's likely 40s, 50s, one of the two. Front's got some white gunk in there. Or maybe it's not just white gunk, maybe it's more like somebody scraped the coin or a little bit, or it got scraped. So what do we got here? Looks like we got 50s, 1953D. We seem to get 53D a lot lately. And there it is. Yeah, I would definitely say some of this is getting scraped just a little bit. Anyway, still have the rest of the roll to look at. That was find number 7 on the Wheatie board. Okay, up to roll 34. And that's going to bring us our 8th wheatback find, because somewhere late middle, near the end. We've got a reverse sticking out here, so it's got to be a wheat pack. I would say that's got some fair amount of wear there on both the upper and bottom part there. You can still see the lines, but you can see the lines starting to meld in together. Let's see if we got anything. Yeah, that just looks like 50s all day to me. Mint mark. Now it will be 40s. Is it time for the RGM 1944? Oh, that's disappointing. Wow. 1941 Philly. Did have a 41D earlier, so now we've actually got a possible cycle coming up if we can find an S. I'd rather find the 42S, by the way. Sorry. I'm greedy that way. I don't know. I saw this earlier. I don't think it's going to be anything. It just looks like it's beat up to me. It's very interesting. Is that the Joker there? It looks like the Joker. No, it's in the 80s. Anyway, we still have the whole roll to kind of check through. You've got 7 rolls left. Roll 43 is on the mat. As you can see, laid out. And really close to being an ender here. And I thought it was a 1916 to start out with. So, man, I was really jazzed there for a big second. And then I'm still jazzed because it's still a wheat. 1946. There's gunk there, but that, I would say, definitely is a Philly. Minted 46. So, 46S would give us the cycle. Pretty good shape, although I would say, there's quite a bit of wear there, too. If I would have seen the reverse earlier, I might have actually thought maybe 30s. There are some chances in here. We'll find out. Roll 46 brings us our 10th find, which means that this is the 3rd penny box hunt in a row we've had double digits, which to me is always a good sign. Anyway, we actually were looking at the front part here, and deja vu. We just had a 46 Philly in the last roll, and here's another 46D, which might have been our first find of the day. This one's a little worse for wear. A little rim damage on there, too. Which kind of continues in the back. But chewed up. Not animal-wise, just chewed up by life. Anyway, I do see some possibilities in here. We'll see. You're going to roll 45. Got 5 rolls left. I somehow did not see this on the layout, but we do have another Canadian coin. And if you notice, so this is the 3rd one, and if you notice, it's another 12-sided, but this is going to be in the 90s because it's one of the older portraits. Or it is an older portrait. Let's go for 91. What the heck? 94. For some reason, I thought 92 was like the last year, but no. Ryan. Anyway, he's got some shiny stuff going with her there. Not too bad. Anyway, a little bit left. On to roll 46. And we're going to have a couple of weedy finds here. Let's go ahead and do the one that's on the obverse first. Right here, 1951 Denver style. Decent shape. High points. Just like you would expect, the high points are the ones that are getting worn. A little dirty on the back end of it, but 51D it is. Yeah, we got another one here. I haven't seen it up close yet, but I would say that, yeah, there's some definite wear there. Not that the lines on the top ends of the ears are worn into each other yet, but they're getting close. Pretty slick for something like this. Probably going to be more 40s than anything else, but you never know. You never know. It could be 50s for all I know. We do have a mint mark, but that's in the wrong place. So this should be at least 40s, if not something else. There it is, 41D. I think we have 141D already. So not a whole lot of variety this time around. This is the 12th find, and we've had a few, just a couple 41s, a bunch of 46Ds. Well, I guess it's just two, but anyway. Yes, I'm complaining just a little bit. 12 finds, nothing to complain about, to be honest. Anyway, still got a little bit to look at here. You never know. Okay, so that is it for this penny box hunt. We did get 12 finds, which is the third penny box in a row we've gotten double digits, and that's nice. Got a lot of matches, though. That's the one thing that was kind of a downer, but we've got some quality in there, and we're going to check them out. Let's go ahead and take a look. 1941, we had 3 in there, 1 Philly and a couple of Denvers. Same thing for 46. 1 Philly, 2 Denvers. We had a 151 Denver out there, a 53 Denver, and a 56 Denver. 3 Canadian coins, all 12-sided. You can see it, 83, 87, and 94. Got a dime. So, nice profit from the box hunt. Here are the quality finds for this hunt. We got a 1918 Philly. Pretty darn worn there. 1928 Philly with some schmooze on the nose. And then here was the ender that we had. A little bit of a ring of death on it, but as you can see, looking pretty darn nice. And I would hope that would be an upgrader of some sort. So we will take a look at these and see if we've got any varieties. I'm going to recheck these two over here. That was kind of ambivalent. I already checked the varieties as we go along with some of the different things that are on the mat. But I don't check for varieties on the finds until this time. So anyway, we'll do that, and we'll come back and see if we've got anything with the collection books. Okay, so did look through on the varieties. I might have something going on with a 1980 Philly and a 1982 Denver Copper, but I'm not quite sure, so I'm going to hold off on those and put them in there and study a little bit more. So, on to the collection books. Only changes in the primary, or the only change in the primary is going to be that 54S. So, I don't care if there's a little bit of a ring of death on that. That's still red, and it's fitting in there nicely. So, that will be an upgrade there. So, that's, it's getting... Still trying to get that red to splash all through this page here. Man, it's kind of coming through, which is kind of nice. The 1918, 1928 did not work for the primary. The 28, however, did go into the secondary. I have 1918 in both primary and secondary. So, that was it. We are done with this penny hunt. Another goodie. Nice quality coins kicking out of there. A decent hunt. Had a few slow bits in there, but that's pure penny hunting right there. 101. I rarely get one. It just continues to hit. Maybe it misses a couple or 2 or 3 rolls and then hit, but you rarely get those. So anyway, It was a good hunt. We got an upgrade in there. Still looking for the 3 coins in this for this collection. It'd be really nice to finish this one off and just do the upgrading from it or in it. Anyway, nickel box hunt will be next. I don't really have anything else going. I'm trying to get a PCGS order out, or let's just say I'm procrastinating on getting a CGS order out. I probably am not going to do a prevailing on that. I've done that in the past. Just showed some of the coins I'm sending for grading. And I think I'll probably skip that piece this time around. Anyway, we're done. Everybody have a great weekend. I know this is the Tulsa weekend. So a lot of people will be out in Tulsa enjoying a great show with a bunch of people they know, and that's awesome. My cats do not want me to go to that show. I just don't have anybody to really take care of the cats, but that's life. Anyway, maybe next year. We'll see how it goes. Hasta la vista, folks, and cheers to everybody. Be safe out there, folks.